that's awesome though. Speaking of early access games, a game that was low-key being announced, well, it was announced ages ago. It's the finals, and they doing a registration for the. I don't know why I can't pronounce that word. I'm tired.
It's all right, dude. English was my first language too.
Yeah. Oh, I've been using that joke non-stop now. But English is my first language. Please forgive me. English is my first language. So they're doing a closed beta, and you can register for it. And I had a chance to play the alpha. That was like 6 months ago or something, I think. I can't remember when was the alpha, but I played the alpha. The 2 trailers that released so far for this game are fantastic. So the game is called The Finals. It's made by a lot of former DICE developers. You can tell some influence who made the game, because the way the gun, shoots, how the animations work, how just the feel of the game. You can
There's
tell.
There's signatures there.
Yeah, the artistic signature is there. You can tell. It has that style that is specific to those specific developers, and you just know it. But basically, 2 trailers released. Trailers are fantastic. They're like editing masterpieces. I played alpha. Mechanically is fantastic. Shooting feels nice. Running and movement feels really good. Destruction has a lot of depth. Destruction is not just like typical Battlefield destruction. Destroy this wall and that's it. That's the only thing you can destroy. You pretty much can destroy everything in that game, and it's really in-depth destruction. It's like has real life physics and everything. It's like it's really good. So if Battlefield had that kind of destruction, it would be amazing. It would be godlike. So it's one of the best destructions I've seen in any video game. Well, no, I can't say that because there's other games that do destruction, but they don't do that in a first-person shooter. It's one of those things that it's really specially unique to experience in a first-person shooter. That being said, when I played the alpha, they have this game mode. It's not a battle royale, but it's like teams, squads competing against each other, and the best squad wins. Duh. But you have to collect like currency, gold or money. I can't remember. Like you have to collect these boxes, and the point is you need to deliver them to a specific location, and you get points for that. The game mode did not work.
Why wouldn't that?
It's like the game loop wasn't there. It wasn't that fun. Mechanically, the game was really amazing, but when it comes to gameplay loop and just playing the game, playing the action,
it sounds like it was trying to do what Death Stranding did, because that is literally, you boil it down to the end of it with occasional shooting and some running away from things once in a while. That is the gameplay loop for Death Stranding 100%.
Well,
go to point A, pick up thing, take thing to point B, occasionally have issues in between points A and B, done. Now all of a sudden there's a point C, or halfway to, things have adjusted to, you know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong, it's still a shooter. You still shoot people. The point of the game is still shoot people. But the way the game mode works, that actual game mode, I understand it. It's like supposed to be like a teamwork orientated game mode. Because you can throw the gold or the cubes or whatever you want to call them, I don't know, to your teammates, and you carry them, and so on. And you carry them, you switch around, because apparently when you carry them, you can't really do much, or you somewhat limited. So
this really sounds like something that could be easily titled Extreme UPS Delivery.
Yes, that's actually an accurate description. With guns. UPS delivery with guns.
Yeah, that's what makes it extreme.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. This is the States, and, some postal workers do carry.
So the game looks beautiful. Mechanically, it's amazing. The map is well designed, I guess. They will have multiple maps, I presume, from what I see, because I see that the second trailer is a different map. But the game is mechanically really sound and well designed. But the game mode, the actual meat and potatoes that makes what makes the game tick. I understand what they're going for, but it's basic. It's not that fun. It wasn't that fun. So people will buy the idea like, oh, you can do this and that, but I don't think people will stay for long when this actually released in free to play. It's gonna be a free to play game, so we can play and just try out. But I don't think people are gonna like it. I don't think they will like it just because the game mode is it was confusing at first. Don't get me, like, the way I describe it is because I kind of managed to understand the game mode, but the general idea is it was really confusing because when you spawn, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, granted, it's a new game and everything, it's an alpha and everything, so it's not everything is perfect, duh. But when I understood the rules, it's just like, no, it's not. Which is a shame because the game looks good, feels good, but the actual gameplay loop was not interesting whatsoever.
I mean, it's really just how development goes at the end of the day. Like, you can have, really pretty graphics, crappy gameplay, completely toast. Now, on the other side of that spectrum, you can have really good gameplay and crappy graphics, and the game's amazing because we've already seen that happen.
Yeah, we've seen that happen.
So I mean, like, therein lies the big crux of it. Like, if your gameplay loop isn't fun or entertaining to even a niche audience of people, man, you're really gonna have a uphill battle trying to get anywhere in that in trying to do anything with that. And I'm not saying that like somebody wouldn't find that appealing. I'm sure out there somebody was sitting there like, well, man, there's nothing wrong with the gameplay loop. I like it, and that's cool. I mean, you're entitled to your opinions. I'm not saying anybody's wrong or anything, but if it's just not good enough for a good amount of people in order for somebody to sustain an economy off of, they're not going to put the money in it and try to do it. So, like, I guess they're being smart. I'd hope they would, take notes to heart and, go back to the drawing board and try and make things a little bit more interesting. Like, I wouldn't know how, but then again, I'm not a game developer. I don't think of those things all the time. So, man, I really hope they would get it, because that would suck in order to put that much work into something and it just not go anywhere because you thought you had an interesting premise, but...
Yeah, it would be a really shame because the game itself looks really good. But if they can just, like, make the game mode a bit more mainstreamed and not bad,
And not bad.
I know, it's a issue.
Do it good!
I know, just why not just do it good from the first time, from the first try?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a really crappy way in order to word it, but because at the end of the day, that's really not, like, objectively speaking. That's kind of just like saying, well, I think that it's crap, so therefore it is crap. And that's not how it works. Like, there are certain things that I don't like that are, like, wildly popular. I can't really think of one off the top of my head, but,
Apex for me. Apex
Legends. Apex. I don't get it.
I'm a Titanfall fanboy.
I love Titanfall to death, but, like, Apex just didn't speak to me at all.
I'm not a fan of Apex. It was okay when it got released. Like I said in the previous podcast, it was okay when it got released, but
it was not okay. Don't fucking lie to people. We were all pissed off at that because we knew it was supposed to be Titanfall 3. We fucking knew it. We knew it.
But no, it was fun when it came out.
We were butthurt.
It was Titanfall Light, but it was a good Titanfall Light. But now it's just like kind of...
Because I remember the first comment that both of us made, that you made, the first comment that I made when you told me about Apex before that shit came out. You're like, hey, how would you like to play Titanfall? Cool, but without Titans. Why?
I mean, it was not.
And I was like, why did they do that? Yeah, it's called Apex. Wait, what? There's no Titans in Apex? Yeah, no, it's just the running and shooting and everything, but no Titans. What's the fucking point of that? That's Call of Duty.
No, I think it was a fun battle royale when it came out. People find it fun right now, but here's the thing: if you enjoy Apex, it's fine. You don't have to.
Yeah, no sin. Fuck.
Yeah, no sin. It's still a good game. It's just not my type of game anymore.
It's not my cup of tea.
It's not my type of game anymore. Yeah.
I liked Titanfall 2's multiplayer. I loved that, but some people just didn't like the Titans. It was... Yeah.
The skill gap was really high, though, in Titanfall.
It had a learning curve. It wasn't really much of a skill gap. It had a learning curve.
Maybe that's why I really enjoyed the game.
And that's probably, that's one thing that you and I have in common is like when it comes to games that require a steep learning curve. I mean, I just literally sat here for 20 minutes and described my normal Kerbal experience. Do you think that's not even a learning curve so much as a learning cliff? Because it's like, okay, you know how to blast and fly, right? All right, bitch, now design a spacecraft from the bottom up with real physics.
Speaking of learning mechanics and everything, me especially, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Modern Warfare Ranked, because they finally came out with a ranked mode. It's really fun.
You try hard.
Yes, I'm tryharding as fuck. I'm not even fucking kidding. But it's fun. Sometimes I do not agree with certain, what's it called, bans in that ranked mode, because some of them just don't make fucking sense sometimes. But the general idea, the way the game mode works, the mode works, and how ranking system works, and how the game feels, it's pretty good. It does make me feel like I'm a better player by playing that, because I actually have to try. So speaking of that, yeah. But going back on the finals, fun game. Like mechanically, it's sound and good, but the game mode itself was not that fun. I'll register for the beta, see maybe the game feels different a little bit, but I don't really have high hopes just because it's the meat and potatoes that looks like that game mode. So we'll see. Maybe it's good. Maybe
they'll refine it. Maybe they'll go back to the drawing board and they'll make some changes and such, and then
maybe they did already, because
we'll be like, woo, look at this. But
yeah, well, they definitely did some changes for the beta, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll register, see how it goes. Maybe it will change my view on the game. I'll give it a try. But yeah.